Right now, this morning, Minnesota's early voting period begins today. Coming up, we'll tell you what you need to know if you plan to vote early. And a new study finds having too much alcohol could raise your risk of cancer. Coming up, how much researchers say is too much.
Plus, we're looking at the possibility of weather coming in tomorrow. We have again the possibility of showers and storms on the way. Once we check that out, we have some more rainfall possibly for Sunday, which is the first day of fall. I have your full weather forecast coming up in just a second.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
All right, as we get into it here, what I got going on for you is the possibility of more rainfall for Saturday. We're also going to be seeing the potential to start out our early morning with some fog and low cloud activity, and we'll get that into your next quick cast right now.
All right, yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, as you go into it here, what we do have for you here, the possibility of more rainfall on the way. We picked up, we didn't have any storm damage, and that's kind of a good thing right now. We'll look into how this all plays out for tomorrow. We're looking at the possibility of rainfall coming into the early afternoon in the form of showers to storms. It's a couple of lines moving in well to the north as well as across the Mississippi River going into La Crosse and Eau Claire, and that extends all the way down to the south, and it continues to go right through most of the day. What I've got going on for you now is eventually we'll see this turn into a marginal risk for severe weather for you. As that happens, we'll also get into the possibilities of temperatures still getting up into at least around, we'll call it about 85 degrees today and 87 tomorrow. A little bit warmer as some of that heat comes in from the Gulf, and I'll talk about that for you in just a bit.
Minnesota residents' early voting starts today. Minnesotans have 3 voting options this year: in person on Election Day, or early voting either in person or by mail. For those choosing mail-in ballots, remember 2 key points. Each ballot has a tracking code to confirm its arrival, and all mail-in ballots must reach election officials by 8 p.m. Election Day to count. Despite nationwide postal delays, the Secretary of State says he's confident in a smooth voting process this year.
Is if we could handle, and if the USPS could handle 2020 with that massive volume of mail and voting by mail, then surely they can handle the challenges.
Simon advises mailing ballots at least 1 day before Election Day. For security, the state of Minnesota will preserve paper ballots, conduct public accuracy tests, and audit all precincts. Happening today, Vice President Harris is returning to the Badger State for a campaign rally in Madison. This is Harris's first visit since the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee. Details of the visit limited so far, but our Madison sister station reporting the rally is expected sometime this evening. The visit follows a recent Marquette Law School poll showing Harris with 52 to 48% lead among registered Wisconsin voters. Kentucky State Police say a county sheriff has been arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of a district judge. A KSP spokesperson says it happened at a southeastern Kentucky courthouse during business hours. Amy Kiley has more on the investigation.
This community is small in nature, and we're all shook.
State police say a sheriff is charged with fatally shooting a judge at Letcher County Courthouse in Kentucky yesterday afternoon. The victim is identified as 54-year-old District Judge Kevin Mullins. Police say he had multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. Letcher County Sheriff Sean M. Steins is charged with first-degree murder.
We know that it was an argument between the two that led up, but what exactly transpired prior to the shots being fired, still things that we're trying to get answers to.
Police say they believe the shooting happened inside the judge's chambers just before 3 o'clock, adding people were in the building then, but no one else is hurt. This social media post from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear laments the shooting. Kentucky State Police detectives are handling the investigation, according to a spokesperson.
Obviously, it's a small town, and anything that happens out of the ordinary is going to cause for alarm. So, as right now, we just want to reassure people there's no threat to the public.
It was not immediately clear if the sheriff had an attorney. A suspected Venezuelan gang member facing multiple charges in Crawford County, 26-year-old Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate, is charged with second-degree sexual assault, child abuse, strangulation, and battery. Police say he sexually assaulted a woman multiple times, choked her, and injured her daughter. Authorities found fake immigration documents during his arrest and suspect ties to the Tren de Aragua gang. Coronel Zarate is held on $10,000 cash bond. An Eau Claire business owner accused of sexual assault and taking inappropriate pictures of clients has taken a plea deal. 40-year-old Christopher Devlin pleaded no contest to 2 felony counts of capturing an intimate representation and felony bail jumping. The remaining charges were dismissed. Several victims came forward saying Devlin sexually assaulted them or took inappropriate photos during cosmetic procedures. At his business, Renew Aesthetics. As part of his sentence, Devlin will serve 3 years probation and is prohibited from performing any cosmetic work. If he violates these terms, he could face up to 4 months in jail. St. Mark Lutheran School is thanking those who helped after the wagon accident that sent 25 people, including children, to the hospital. That happened during a field trip to Bushel and Peck Apple Orchard in Lafayette when a tractor pulled wagon overturned. In a Facebook post, the school's principal praising quick-acting staff and chaperones, saying they jumped in immediately to assist the injured. He also noted the Chippewa County Sheriff's Department commended their response. The Wisconsin DNR warning of surging ATV and UTV fatalities. Deaths this year nearly matched last year's total. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall investigates the causes behind this statewide trend.
The Wisconsin DNR reports 16 ATV fatalities and 14 UTV fatalities across the state.
These machines are very popular. They're a lot of fun. There's a variety of, a number of trails and road routes all around the state. It's a hot thing to do. People really want to learn, and start the sport if they've never been involved before.
According to Holsclaw, the crashes are taking place on roadways, trails, and private land. Both ATVs and UTVs are also being operated year-round more.
In some communities, they're kind of used as a second vehicle to get to the grocery store, get to the gas station.
He says folks are forgetting how much responsibility driving these vehicles requires. Holsclaw encourages anyone considering getting behind the wheel of one to take a safety course.
Become educated in the safe ways to operate them, in the rules to operate them around the state. Secondly, always wear your helmet. Always wear a helmet no matter how old you are. Any operators or occupants on a machine under 18 are generally required to wear a helmet.
Parents also need to be responsible.
If your kids have access to these machines and it's on your private property and you're just letting them get on these machines and go without any kind of training or safety gear, that's extremely irresponsible. I mean, parents need to be watching out for their kids, and I know myself as a parent, my kids are on ATVs as well, but they're always, they've taken the safety course and they're always wearing that safety equipment.
Reporting for News 8 Now this morning, I'm Jeremy Wall.
Holsclaw adds the average age for ATV and UTV fatalities in Wisconsin is with people in their 40s and 50s. And a heads up for Oktoberfest fans, candy distribution at this year's parades is changing. Oktoberfest USA and the La Crosse Police Department are recommending a ban on throwing candy during some of the parades. The Torchlight Parade will not distribute any items at all. At the Maple Leaf Parade, items can be handed directly to attendees on the curb. Police say these changes address growing safety concerns for children at the parades.
We have vehicles moving and the kids are running right out into the street in front of those moving vehicles. And for the safety of everyone involved, we want to work in partnership. So that recommendation was brought forward solely for the safety.
Oktoberfest parade season kicks off with the Torchlight Parade on September 26th. Fall festivities are in full swing this weekend. The La Crosse County Historical Society presenting its 25th annual Silent City on September 21st. This year's production, held for the first time at La Crosse Catholic Cemetery, celebrates the Franciscan Sisters' 175 years of community service. You can get tickets on the website for that. And enjoy a delicious pancake breakfast and more while checking out airplanes, the F-16 simulator, and more at the La Crosse Airport. All proceeds for that go to support the Civil Air Patrol Youth of Western Wisconsin. Applefest returning to La Crescent with apple orchard tours, a kickball tournament, and the King Apple Parade. Those festivities running through Sunday. The Crossing Center in Lewiston launching its first ever fall market tomorrow from 11 a.m. to noon. Visitors can enjoy apple picking, hay rides, food trucks, and football games on site. The time now is 5:10. Still ahead on your morning news, JetBlue is introducing its first airport lounges. Nike's CEO announces he's retiring, and platform beds are being recalled for safety-related reasons. September is National Preparedness Month. Programs are encouraging conversations on how to be ready for the worst. Coming up, more on preparing your home for natural disasters. For now, sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. The Berlin Zoo says twin giant pandas born last month are growing happy and healthy. Footage of the weigh-in at the zoo shows one of the two baby giant pandas being taken from an incubator, wrapped in a blanket. You see them there and taken to the scales. The zoo says their mother, Meng Meng, is still feeding the babies 3 to 4 times a day, and they have doubled in size. They now weigh 2 pounds within the last 2 weeks. In case you were looking for an update on those baby pandas. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the birthplace of Starbucks, Seattle, Washington. It is aglow this morning. Your consumer news is after the break. Stay with us.
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
It's that time of year again. Oktoberfest is back with 4 days of fun. Join us for the parades, craft beer, games, tapping of the golden keg, and much more. New this year, Sunday is Community Day with free admission. Join us September 26th through the 29th at the Oktoberfest grounds. Das Beste.
Summer fun along the Mississippi River in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Imagine your trip to Prairie du Chien any way you'd want it to be. All of the views, all of the history, all of the fun. Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, a destination with it all, any way you'd like it to be. Discover more at prairieduchien.org.
Blain's Farm and Fleet's Fall Tool Sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on great brands to help you tackle fall projects. Like $100 off these DeWalt tool batteries, now just $39. This Milwaukee brushless grinder with paddle switch, only $119. All GE light bulbs are on sale, 20% off. And maintain vehicles and equipment with 14-ounce tubes of Blain's brand multi-purpose grease, just $189 for rewards members.
Find value at Blain's Farm and Fleet.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
All right, good morning to you. We have things back up and running now. We have warm sunshine going into Saturday. Then eventually we turn into fall as we go into Sunday. And we also have weekend showers and storm activity that are going to be a part of our forecast. So it's still that summer madness happening. This is the storm activity we picked up yesterday. As you can see, I'll give you another view of this. We don't have any storm reports to give you right now. Most of them were either in Bismarck, over into areas by Kansas as well. So we did pretty well. We got some rainfall though. We got some good looking rainfall. Also, the portions of the area are also going to be in some, clearing skies as well. So that helped out a bit. You can see right now current temperatures are showing on the radar mostly widespread in the 60s. We'll open this up. You see the cloud cover still kind of shuttling itself all the way back over to Lake Michigan, as well as most of that rainfall. Now we take a larger look. This ridge of high pressure still continues to just build, and it's pulling in more moisture, and you will see some of this possibly come in as we go into Saturday as well, getting closer to us with a nice little line of storms crossing the Dakotas and headed our way. Storm information, we get into at least a marginal risk for severe weather for tomorrow. Eau Claire doesn't really seem to be all within it, but you can see they have a part of it inside their area to the north, and then all the way down to Prairie du Chien, including La Crosse. Current temperatures right now widespread in the 60s, as you can see, and eventually as we get into it, the dew points are still holding on to widespread 60s as well. So we have some juicy nature out there. Patchy to dense fog out there as well. We'll keep an eye on this. We've had this now twice going into the early morning hours. When I come back, I'll give you an overview of how long this will last, as well as the rainfall going through your weekend. So please stick around.
In your consumer news this morning, JetBlue is introducing its first airport lounges at Boston Logan Airport and New York's JFK. The one at JFK will open first sometime late next year, followed soon after by a lounge at Boston Logan International. It's part of JetBlue's push to meet demand for premium offerings. An initiative it's calling Jet Forward. To avoid overcrowding, access will be limited mostly to premium credit card members and other loyal customers. And Nike is shaking things up from the boardroom to the bottom line. CEO John Donahoe is stepping down, with former Nike executive Elliott Hill taking the reins. The news boosted Nike's stock by 9%, signaling investor approval for the leadership change. The move comes as Nike works to recover from a recent distribution strategy misfire. The company reduced its retail partners to focus on direct sales, but that plan backfired, leading to a sales slump. Now Nike is bringing back some previously cut retailers as it aims to regain its footing in the market. And more than 137,000 platform beds are being recalled for safety-related reasons. The Lucid platform beds from CVB Inc. can break or collapse, causing a potential fall hazard, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Officials say they've received more than 200 reports of broken beds. At least 18 of these incidents resulted in injuries, including bruises and concussions. Consumers are advised to contact the company for a free replacement. Few of us love to sit down and talk about the bad things that could happen to us, right? But the federal government says there's no time like the present to do just that. September is National Preparedness Month. FEMA wants you to start a conversation to be ready for the worst. Emily Schmidt has more on what to do and what to say.
It can be difficult when the sky is blue to picture it falling. But then you see what happened in coastal North Carolina just this week.
We've had reports of 14 to 20 inches in 12 hours.
Once in a 1,000-year rainfall event, yet this storm, potential Tropical Cyclone 8, didn't even qualify for a formal storm name.
If it rains at your home, it could flood at your home.
According to the Insurance Information Institute, natural catastrophe losses in 2022 in the U.S., including Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, totaled $114 billion.
We always say prepare for the worst, hope for the best, that you'll never have to use any of this, but home inventories, evacuation plans are essential in preparedness for catastrophes.
The federal government has this checklist. Gather documents, photograph or scan, put in a waterproof container, from birth certificates to lists of medications to insurance policies. Know what your insurance covers and what it doesn't.
Otherwise, you could suffer a loss from a hurricane, a tornado, a wildfire, and you have a gap in coverage, meaning your home has been destroyed. You're not going to get enough money to replace it.
No season is safe from disasters. No time enough when they approach.
I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave my home. So I am.
The only guarantee, experts say, is there's time now to prepare and protect what you have as much as possible.
You can get an in-depth checklist of what to do now to prepare at the website ready.gov. That includes tips ranging from having extra cash to handle emergency expenses to making sure your pet is microchipped in case you get separated. That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 5:19. Let's check in with Art for a look at our forecast.
Okay, back into the fog again. As you can take a peek here, slowly but surely we'll get this up for you here. It starts again with the patchy to dense fog out there, as I mentioned before. We have this in the wee hours of the morning, say about 2 o'clock here locally for La Crosse. Right now we have Viroqua down just at a mile of visibility. They're headed for dense fog in some areas, as well as Decorah. Extending it back over to Boscobel, they're at 1 mile of visibility. They're headed for dense fog. Locally, La Crosse is holding on to 10 miles of visibility, and Eau Claire not doing too bad as well. They're at patchy fog right now. Personally speaking, we're going to see more of this fog continue to develop, closing in on La Crosse. We've seen this before. Now, as we get into it here, we're looking at the possibilities of the winds, as I told you. They're going to be dusting up again all the way up to about 15 to 16 miles per hour, then tapering around the 8 o'clock time slot. As far as your forecast is concerned for today, though, 7 a.m. all the way into the late morning hours, you're looking at cloudy skies getting into at least mostly clear skies to partly cloudy skies as we go through the mid-morning hours with more sunshine on the way. We're looking at least mostly sunny skies expected today. And then over in La Crosse here, we're looking at least mostly sunny skies to start, becoming partly cloudy to get into the 9 o'clock hour for you. And then eventually sunshine will prevail going into the 11 o'clock hour. It's mostly sunny skies getting to sunny conditions for the day. That being said, let's take a look at the rainfall for tomorrow. We'll start off at 7 a.m. today, getting out of the way. That rainfall is gone. We get the clouds starting to come back just a little bit to take us to mostly sunny skies for the better part of your day. We'll go into at least Saturday at 6 a.m. You have rainfall on the way coming up from the west, and then eventually it starts to make its move across the Mississippi toward Eau Claire, and of course Ladysmith. We'll see some of that kind of slide in down to the south of South Valley areas of La Crosse, then getting into Eau Claire with a wraparound batch of moisture coming in, and that will stick around for the better part of the day. Then we go into Sunday. We'll have about maybe a 20% chance of rainfall getting into your forecast to near 30% chance. Again, for Saturday, it's going to be at least a 40% chance of rainfall that's going to stick around, pushing us into at least the marginal risk for severe weather. That's mostly in the form of damaging winds. You'll also see as we get closer to the river here, you'll have a 5% chance for some winds that really start to dust up as well, and we'll also see the possibility of weak hail that's well to our west, though. Highs for today, we are looking at 77 to 85 degrees, mostly cloudy skies with showers and storm potential is pretty much out of the area. Once we get into tomorrow, though, that's a whole different chance. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 5:22. Still ahead, a new study finding excessive drinking may lead to an increase of cancer down the road. Coming up, where doctors say you should cut yourself off to avoid the troubling risk.
Coming up in the Blitz, the battle for La Crosse. Riverhawks and Rangers doing battle on the volleyball court. Those highlights and more coming at you in a bit.
The National Home Furnishing Sale has come to Home Furniture with recession buster deals store-wide. Get up to an extra 15% savings from all of our best furniture factories. Hurry in, factory direct savings won't last long. The National Home Furnishing Sale right now at Home Furniture.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that? He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue. Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse. Raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished?
There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
It's the year-end patio clearance at Home Seasonal Concepts with up to 50% off regular prices on outdoor furniture. Get this patio dining set or this fire table, your choice, just $497, and this porch set is just $697. The year-end patio clearance, now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
To the Blitz. Well, the Storms put a damper on some of the outdoor activities last night, but players were nice and comfy inside the gym in MVC volleyball action. We'll start out with the battle for lacrosse going down at Central High last night. Opening set, it's going to be Logan's Alicia Hayes with a set to Meredith Zellner for the kill. Logan up early. Here come the girls from the south side. Peyton Greschner with the pass to Caitlin Borge. Places it perfectly in the corner to get a point for Central. Logan not letting up, though. Nora Keller is going to put it up for Lily Detweiler as she whacks that one inbounds to enemy territory. But the Riverhawks take set one 25-15 and use that momentum from that set one win and 16 aces in the match to cruise to a sweep of the Rangers. And keeping it in lacrosse, to Aquinas we go as they're hosting Sparta. Pick it up first set. Addison Ford is going to be doing what she does best, and that is absolutely striking the ball over the net and down for the kill. Blue Golds go up 3. Sparta was hanging around though. Ellie Faulkner is going to get the kill right here. Sparta would eventually take the lead in the set, but the Blue Golds come storming back. It starts on the defensive end with the hands here by senior Zoe Emineth. Aquinas does not stop there, turning defense into offense for sending it down to the speed of light. She had 19 kills in this one as Blue Golds rain down on Sparta and take this one 3-1. And one outdoor game got their match in before the rain moved in. NBC boys soccer action. It was Toma taking on Arcadia in a battle of teams looking for their 4th win in conference. Timberwolves netting 3 goals in the first half to lift them to victory. And after defeating Northern Michigan last Saturday, the UW lacrosse football team is preparing for a major challenge this weekend, visiting the number 2 team in Division II, Grand Valley State. The Eagles have yet to defeat the Lakers, as these two teams have matched up twice historically, most recently back in 2021 when GVSU won by 21. It's the final non-conference game before WEAC play begins on October 5th against UW-Platteville. UW lacrosse has been great against foes outside of their conference, going 18-4 over the last 8 seasons. But this is no ordinary D2 opponent. There'll be some serious talent on display.
They're not a Division II school. That's an FCS Division I school. There's going to be guys on that team that are playing at Michigan, Michigan State, MAC schools. That's not a Division II program. But that's what we want. We want to be challenged. We want to see the size and the physicality.
Now Grand Valley State is averaging 41 points per game while allowing just a little over 10 through their 2 games. Kick off that one scheduled for 6 p.m. tomorrow. Definitely a big challenge for the Eagles, but a win there would be huge for the season. Eller for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
It's a lot quieter around here than it used to be. I'm Rebecca
Rebecca Cook. When I was growing up, this farm was bustling. Holsteins, hired hands, harvesting crops. But big corporations put family farms like mine out of business. And what has Derek Van Orden done? Nothing. Tax cuts for big ag, rising healthcare costs, undermining our democracy, extremism. We need real working people in Washington. And that's why I approve this message.
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we take pride in offering furniture made in North America with exceptional quality, award-winning designs, and lasting value. Made in America means craftsmanship, means quality, means value, and it means jobs. At Drury's, you'll find only the finest brands like Canal Dover, Daniels Amish, and Cannondale. Solid wood, solid values. Plus, there's Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, and Southern Motion, all proudly made in America. They're all on sale now during the Made in America sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Tammy Baldwin on transparency.
I don't think there should be 2 sets of rules, one for the wealthy and one for the rest of us.
12 years later, Baldwin pushed for conflict of interest regulations, but exempted herself. And Baldwin won't disclose any shared assets she has with her partner, despite the potential for conflict of interest. Tell Tammy Baldwin, we deserve the truth. Wisconsin Principles is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Friday Night Frenzy, tonight at 10. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. A new report shows cancer death rates are declining, but it also highlights how alcohol could be driving up certain cases. Jared Hill has more.
New research is highlighting the link between alcohol and cancer rates. Excessive alcohol use may be one factor behind an increase in at least 6 cancers, including head and neck, esophageal, breast, colon, liver, and stomach cancer, according to the American Association for Cancer Research.
Some of this is happening through chronic inflammation. We also know that alcohol changes the microbiome, so those are the bacteria that live in your gut, and that can also increase the risk of cancer.
Excessive alcohol use for women is defined as 3 or more drinks per day, 7 or more per week. For men, 4 or more drinks a day, 14 or more per week. Dr. Celine Gounder says there is no so-called safe amount of alcohol.
Other studies have shown that any amount of alcohol consumption can increase your risk of cancer, particularly if you have underlying medical conditions. I think it's everything in moderation, right?
Yes, yes.
And we have trade-offs in life, and we take on certain risks because we enjoy them.
The report also finds a growing trend of young people being diagnosed with cancer.
We don't understand, and we're trying to better understand, but it's going to take research.
So these are my cancer meds.
Lourdes Monge was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 25. It had already spread to the lungs.
I thought that was it for me. I thought, wow, maybe I have like a year or 2.
She's part of a clinical trial testing a new treatment.
It's not just about me when I go into this clinical trial. It's about all the other people that are going to come after me.
And maybe add to the overall trend, which shows cancer deaths are continuing to decline.
The report shows a 33% reduction in the overall cancer death rate in the U.S. from 91 to 2021. That's an estimated 4.1 million lives saved. A new study finds ignoring your child's sleep troubles could have serious consequences. Researchers analyzed data from 8,800 children. Those with sleep issues showed a higher risk of suicidal behavior later in life. Nearly 1 in 3 with severe sleep disturbances later reported suicidal thoughts or attempts. This link remained even after accounting for other risk factors like anxiety, depression, and family conflict. More new research suggests GLP-1 weight loss drugs like Wegovy may prevent thousands of heart attacks and strokes annually. The FDA recently approved Wegovy to reduce heart-related risks. Now, a study by Dandelion Health finds these drugs could be used for primary prevention, potentially benefiting up to 44 million more people. Changes are on the horizon at Hillview Nursing Home in La Crosse, with nearly $20 million in renovations in the works. Hillview officials say the changes coming will focus on enhancing short-term rehabilitation and end-of-life care. News 8 Now's Michael Germain has more on what's in store.
Originally, plans called for a brand new standalone assisted living facility, but high bids stalled the project. Now, Hillview is moving forward with a new vision, transforming the existing building to serve more than just the current residents.
This building will be our nursing home. It'll also be our CBRF assisted living.
The La Crosse County Board authorized $19.6 million in funding for the project, which includes an adult day center, supportive housing, and a child day center.
There was ARPA dollars that we knew needed to be spent, and the county board dedicated dollars to go towards childcare.
Construction on the project began last week, focusing on the east side of the building.
That is the part of the building that's going to be the CBRF and our supportive housing, and then the intergenerational day center. So that'll provide programmings to the adults and the children. Those are complete renovations.
Although it's an exciting time for the facility, it is disrupting the lifestyles of some residents.
Residents that are living on a hallway that's going to be renoed, they will be relocated to the transitional hallway temporarily.
But Kramer reassures that they are doing what they can to make the changes as smooth as possible.
But we do believe we have a good plan in place that will allow residents to stay here during the reno.
Reporting in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now this morning.
The goal is to complete the entire project by December 2025. As for their CBRF facility, they aim to have everything finalized and fully operational by September 2025. The Coulee Region RSVP celebrating its 51st year with an annual volunteer recognition event at La Crosse's Moose Lodge. About 60 members were honored, including Sandra Hoser with a 4,000-hour award and Marty Clark with a 10,000-hour award. The organization connects volunteers 55 and older with community service opportunities. The city of La Crosse invited kids to learn some new skills on 2 wheels. City officials and the county's Safe Routes to School and other partners set up a night of bike skills at Copeland Park. Kids could ride around a few obstacle courses, get their bikes registered, and get their helmets fitted.
For kids to learn some bike skills and fine-tune some of those. Kids come knowing how to ride a bike, but fine-tune some of those skills to help them stay safe on the road.
Area schools have hosted similar versions of this event, but the city wanted to make this one more widely available. Time now is 5:38. Let's check in with Art to tell us what to expect on our Friday morning commute.
All right, good morning to you. Picking up a little light moisture up in the bluffs, as you can see, kind of working their way out of there to the east. All that light orange, it could be at least a sprinkle to at least some light rainfall working out of the area. Slowly but surely, you see more storm activity has been kind of working off into Lake Michigan as well. So we'll keep an eye on this as we go through the morning. We do have some fog and low cloud activity that's out there right now. So you're seeing there we've got some little bit of fog, low cloud. So a lot of that, what I just showed you, could be possibly just some fog developing, or maybe even some light sprinkles as clouds are beginning to continue to dissipate. But up to the north, you're still seeing a little bit more of that cloud cover still holding on just well to our north by Wausau. We'll go into visibility here, still holding on to some of that fog and low cloud activity. So this is also what's happening out there as well over some of the bluff areas and some of the higher elevated areas to our low-lying areas. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s right now, widespread, and the dew points are pretty much doing the same, but the 24-hour temperature change are also holding on to at least 1 to 14 degrees, well, at least 14 degrees warmer in some locations, working all the way down to 3 degrees warmer in Viroqua. You're seeing Decorah is par for the course right now. Boswell is 8 degrees warmer. La Crosse is 1 degree warmer as well. So eventually we'll see temperatures pick up eventually as high pressure continues to grow and continues to make its way closer to us. But we still have the rainfall potential that's headed our way as we go in for tomorrow. And here's a look at some of that rainfall that's sneaking in. When I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how this all plays out. All right, so coming up in our Buzz Report, members of Nelly's former group, Saint Lunatics, have filed a copyright infringement lawsuit. More on the infringement lawsuit surrounding the year 2000 album Country Grammar when we return.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Lay's kettle cooked or rolled gold, $1.99. Bacon wrapped sirloins, $2.99. And strawberries, just $1.99. Save in-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Who loves a good game of Plinko? Wesco and Sparta is making sure your price is right. Come on in and play a game of Plinko to see what your discount is. Discounts up to 30% off in select departments. What discount will you get? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
I'm not old enough to vote yet, but I learned how 1 out of 6 of us will someday be raped.
So please, think about me when you vote. I learned how our freedom to have an abortion was taken away. Even in cases of rape or incest. Even to travel to get an abortion.
You know who got rid of Roe v. Wade.
When you vote, please think about me.
Because the politician who got rid of Roe v. Wade,
he couldn't care less.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
I don't trust Derek Van Orden to make decisions around my medical care. Everything was normal up until my ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family in my home state, and that felt very deeply wrong to me. I am a conservative. I am scared for extremists like Derek Van Orden to be in office.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
All right, let's take a gander here. Once again, we have the marginal risk for severe weather coming in for tomorrow. I'm showing you this because we don't really have much going on for today. We'll hold on to from Eau Claire all the way down to La Crosse, extending down to Prairie du Chien and portions of the river as well. You're going to be seeing that all in some damaging wind potential as we go into it. So you saw those winds last night or felt those winds or even heard them last night. There'll be similar conditions. In fact, it'll start mostly going into about the 5 o'clock hour, but I suspect it'll sneak in maybe around 3 o'clock, maybe even sooner than that. These storms have been coming in a lot faster than we've been expecting them to come in. Eau Claire, you're looking at least cloudy skies for the morning hours. Going into the late morning hours, you're at 71 degrees, so you're warming up with sunshine as a part of your day starting out. You'll get into La Crosse, holding on to 7 a.m. with mostly sunny skies, and then we'll cater to at least partly cloudy conditions coming through the day through the mid-morning hours. 11 o'clock, you're at 73 degrees. Then we go right into this. This will be how that all plays out for today. You've got the sunshine going right into the noon hours. You can see for most locations, working in Sparta as well as La Crosse getting to Winona. You've got Eau Claire holding on to some of that cloud cover still, but it gets out of the way by the time you go through the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine for everybody. 76 in Ladysmith, 83 for Eau Claire. Right back to Winona, about 79 degrees. La Crosse at 85 degrees today, and then down to the south, you're looking at Prairie du Chien, about 85 degrees. We'll take it into tonight, and we have clear skies going into the evening hours, but by the midnight hour, clouds start to appear coming across from the west. Then they go right into some patchy fog and low cloud activity. We'll hold on to this, maybe even some mist associated with this. We'll pick the same thing up going to Ladysmith and Eau Claire. Then the rainfall starts to move across the river, works its way in slowly but surely. You can see by 10 a.m. there's a slight chance of a shower or two working into the area just shy of the river. And then eventually, as you get into the day, we're holding on to at least partly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. Now, once we get in the 3 o'clock hour to the 5 o'clock hour or so, 6 o'clock, you're seeing some rainfall start to sneak in. So technically speaking, for now, it's not showing the rainfall coming into the afternoon as a lot, maybe about a 20% chance, but this is a 40% chance on the way. You go to Ladysmith all the way down to Eau Claire with showers and storm activity. Then it starts to swing down a little bit more so to Winona, working its way toward Black River and La Crosse. We'll pick up the rainfall going into the 8 o'clock hour, extending all the way down to Black River Falls. La Crosse is on the tail end of that, picking up more rainfall. A lot of that, we saw something like that yesterday where there's like a blip holding on where you're not seeing much rainfall, but yesterday we picked up some decent rainfall up to maybe an inch and a half. You'll see this continue to get out of the way, and then eventually we'll see that rainfall gets closer as we go into Sunday, with some of that rainfall coming back into Sunday as well, as you'll see coming up right here. So if you're playing golf on Sunday in the morning, you've got some shower activity coming in. Saturday, you're showing the same thing, but storm activity is staying well to the north going into Sunday, with the possibility of some rainfall down to our south as well as here in La Crosse. That's your forecast for your local weather. Back to you.
In our Morning Buzz report, members of Nelly's former group St. Lunatics have filed a copyright infringement lawsuit. They claim they weren't credited or paid for work on the album Country Grammar. The album, which was Nelly's debut, released in 2000. It helped make Nelly a household name. No word from Nelly or his reps about the lawsuit. Grammy Award-winning singer Stevie Wonder is going on tour leading up to the 2024 presidential election. Wonder will start a 10-day U.S. tour starting next month. The performances are titled after Wonder's politically themed single, Sing Your Song, As We Fix Our Nation's Broken Heart. The tour kicks off October 8th in Pennsylvania. Wonder will also perform in New York City, Philadelphia, Detroit, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, and more.
This is for all the parents whose children have been evacuated, and for my boy, George.
Saoirse Ronan searches for her son as Nazis bomb London in Blitz. The World War II set drama is in select theaters and Apple TV Plus in November. Tickets go on sale today for Dua Lipa's 2025 Radical Optimism Tour. The Grammy winner first plays overseas, then the tour comes to the U.S., launching in Chicago next September. You getting your tickets to that one, Art?
No.
No. Yeah, I know. That one was called Blitz before. I'm like, the only Blitz I'll be watching is the Morning Sports Blitz.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
Before we had to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
Leanna, she is holding on to 8 years old, or 8 months old, excuse me. She loves to spend time with her cat, with her toys, and dance.
All right. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Time now is 5:47. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next.
Knutson Roofing, locally owned with 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Whether it's roofing, window, or siding installation, we offer reliable, dependable, and quality work we stand behind. Knutson Roofing. Call or visit us online today.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Air conditioning stopped working? Tired of finding ways to stay cool? Don't sweat it. Give G&T Heating and Air Conditioning a call. They'll have you feeling cool as a cucumber without having to resort to, well, alternative methods.
Called Yankee. For the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down at the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
Knutson Roofing, locally owned with 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Whether it's roofing, window, or siding installation, we offer reliable, dependable, and quality work we stand behind. Knutson Roofing. Call or visit us online today.
Welcome back. It's 5:51. Time for your morning news now. A suspected Venezuelan gang member facing multiple charges in Crawford County. 26-year-old Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate is charged with second-degree sexual assault, child abuse, strangulation, and battery. Police say he sexually assaulted a woman multiple times, choked her, and injured her daughter. Authorities found fake immigration documents during his arrest and suspect ties to the Trend Aragua gang. Coronel Zarate is held on a $10,000 cash bond. An Eau Claire business owner accused of sexual assault and taking inappropriate pictures of clients has taken a plea deal. 40-year-old Christopher Devlin pleaded no contest to 2 felony counts of capturing an intimate representation and felony bail jumping. The remaining charges were dismissed. Victims reported Devlin sexually assaulted or took inappropriate pictures during cosmetic procedures at his business, Renew Aesthetics. Devlin was sentenced to 3 years probation and is banned from performing cosmetic work. Violating the terms could result in 4 months in jail. St. Mark Lutheran School is thanking those who helped after the wagon accident that sent 25 people, including children, to the hospital. It happened during a field trip to Bushel and a Peck apple orchard in Lafayette when a tractor-pulled wagon overturned. In a Facebook post, the school's principal praised quick-acting staff and chaperones, saying they jumped in immediately to assist the injured. He also noted the Chippewa County Sheriff's Department commended their response. Minnesota residents' early voting starts today. Minnesotans have 3 voting options this year: in person on Election Day, or early voting in person or by mail. For those choosing mail-in ballots, remember that each ballot has a tracking code to confirm its arrival, and all mail-in ballots must reach election officials by 8 p.m. on Election Day.
Because if we could handle, and if the USPS could handle 2020 with that massive volume of mail and voting by mail, then surely they can handle the challenges.
Simon advises mailing ballots at least 1 day before Election Day. For security, the state will preserve paper ballots, conduct public accuracy tests, and audit all precincts. Fall festivities in full swing this weekend. The La Crosse County Historical Society presenting its 25th annual Silent City on September 21st. This year's production, held for the first time at La Crosse Catholic Cemetery, celebrates the Franciscan Sisters' 175 years of community service. Enjoy a delicious pancake breakfast and more while checking out airplanes, the F-16 simulator, all at the La Crosse Airport. The proceeds go to support the Civil Air Patrol Youth of Western Wisconsin. Applefest returns to La Crescent with apple orchard tours, a kickball tournament, and the King Apple Parade. Those festivities run through Sunday. The Crossing Center in Lewiston launching its first ever market tomorrow from 11 to noon. Visitors can enjoy apple picking, hay rides, food trucks, and football games.
All right, and away we go. This is what we're expecting as we go into today. The local temperatures will get up into the 80s again. Summer still rearing its head, and that will last all the way into tomorrow. Rainfall potential is coming our way as well, with a 40% chance skirting into the latter portion of the afternoon into the evening. We have Sunday with rainfall, also a 40% chance, and a 30% chance come Monday. That being said, take a look at the next 8 days, and away we go. Summertime will end just around Saturday as far as temperatures are concerned, but fall is on Sunday. 70 degrees expected with cooler conditions on the way. You already know about the rainfall, with more sunshine coming your way as well.
Thank you, Art. A brand new bat cam has been set up at the Wingham Brush Nature Reserve, allowing viewers to take a peek into the lives of gray-headed flying foxes. The gray-headed flying fox is listed. So are these foxes or bats? It's listed as a vulnerable species. It looks like both, right?
It looks like both, yeah.
The population is in decline due to habitat loss and climate change. Parks leader says that by bringing the bat cam into homes and classrooms, she hopes more people will learn to love these charismatic creatures. All right, yeah, I mean, they look like both.
They look like both, yeah.
I guess we gotta wait.
Now I don't want to be Batman.
Or Foxman.
Or Foxman, yeah.
Which one would you rather be?
I would rather be the guy that's running out of the area. How about you?
The guy that's leaving and never returning. I'll be Foxwoman. Foxes are cute.
Wow, look
they
at
got
that.
a great hair color.
Is that your husband that just called?
He's on the phone. He's telling us to wrap it up, right? Thank you. We've got more coming up at 6 o'clock. Coming up, the GET School District Board voting to expand the 4K program next year. Coming up at 6, News 8 Now's Allison Fergott. More on their efforts to deal with the ongoing child care crisis.
It's a month and a half until Election Day. I'm Jared Hill with the latest on the race for the White House as former President Trump courts Jewish voters and Vice President Harris sits down for a star-studded town hall.